Back at you again with a fresh vid, and this time we're talking about character design. Okay, so some of you have been asking me like, how do I do my character designs and what's my process and what have you. So because I'm feeling generous and because I've done a video before showing how I do comic book characters, it only makes sense that I show you how I do character design, seeing as that's probably what my strongest point is or what I enjoy doing the most. It's going to be in 7 parts, so get your pen and paper ready. There's going to be screenshots and there's going to be videos going along, like, you know, visuals of like me actually drawing as I say this to help kind of explain what I'm talking about better. So, you know, take notes. Part 1. This is where I design the head. Now with the head, I like to draw on pencil and paper. That's just how it is. I'm more comfortable that way. I don't really like drawing digitally per se. I don't mind it 100%, but I just prefer drawing on pencil and paper. I also like to use A3 paper as well, especially when it comes to doing the head, because I need as much space as possible to add all the features that I want, particularly with women. Eyelashes, eyebrows, certain facial markings and features. I get more, what's the word, freedom if I've just got the space to do so. So A3 is best for me. I'll do the front angle, a quarter turn, side, and then the back. This allows people to see all the angles of the face. And then maybe after that, I might do like an expression sheet to kind of show different facial expressions of the same character. Because typically when I draw characters, I just give them a straight face or maybe a screw face. Part 2, the body. Now, similar to the head, I do the 4 different angles. So front, quarter turn, side, and the back. Now, for this, I refer to one of my body templates that I drew earlier. I've actually got a link in the description box below where you can download all of these different design types that I've made. I've got athletic bodies, slim bodies, male, female, boys, girls, teenagers, everything. So I like to have a diverse cast of different body types because it just makes a comic book story seem more authentic when you've got a variety of body types, because we're all different, aren't we? So, you know, just as I did the face, I'll add the details in the armor, what clothing they're wearing and all of that kind of stuff. And again, it just gives me that freedom. I like to have them all next to each other as well because it helps you draw to scale a lot better on A3 paper. And, you know, what I also do is when I use the templates, I literally scan the template in and I put it on a light box and draw over it when I add all those details. So now that I've kind of got this template already done, it's not plagiarism because it's my own work. You know, you just draw over it and then, you know, really faint lines, and then you add all those details later. And that's pretty much how I do the body. Part 3, scanning. Now, remember I told you that I use A3 paper. You're going to need an A3 scanner. Sorry, you're going to need one. But the good news is they're not that expensive. You can buy an A3 scanner on eBay for like £70. It's not that big a deal. Every so often you might go to one of those computer shops and they might be doing some kind of special deal. But because it's A3, they typically tend to be in proper computer shops or something like PC World or Curry's or whatever. I don't know. But I got mine on eBay. So, you know, basically you need that so you can scan your A3 images. And then basically you scan the face and you scan the body, all the drawings that you did, and then that's that. Okay? Part 4, Photoshop. Now, those images that you scanned, you're now going to load those into Photoshop. Put the body first and then put the head on top, and then reduce the head size so it's in scale with the body. And then that's how you kind of get to put it in proper proportion. And that way, all those details, you don't lose any of it because you've already drawn it on A3, you're just shrinking it. And then it looks in more proportion, and then, you know, that's really cool. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Wayne, why don't you just draw this digitally? Then you could just do it all at once. I just prefer to use pencil and paper, as I said before. Also, you're probably thinking, well, why don't I just draw this all one time on paper? It's because I'm so limited in the space when it comes to the facial features. If I use that small space that I've got, that I use the same piece of paper to do the body, I'm really limited to what I can do. And no matter how small my mechanical pencils are in terms of the size, like a 5mm, I just can't do it. I need the space. So that's why I use 2 separate sheets of paper for the head and the body. Part 5, this is where we do the printing. Literally, just, I like to have a physical copy of all my drawings, just in case, you know, I could die tomorrow, but at least if I did, you'd be able to find my artwork and see what I've done. Otherwise, you'd never see my work, unless you know the password to my computer, which I'm not going to tell you. But, you know, you just print it out, and then that's just a physical copy that you've got, and it allows you to look back on your work and see what you've done. So that's just something I like doing. Part 6, Illustrator. This is where you put those same images that you put together in Photoshop and printed, and you load it up into Illustrator on one layer. Lower the opacity to about maybe 60%, faint enough that you can just about see it. And then on the layer on top, you then draw on it with normal pen lines in Illustrator. I like to use 0.5 just so I can add all the detail. It's quite thin, but it allows me to add all the details, particularly in the facial features, so I don't miss nothing. Otherwise, if you go like 0.1 and above, it gets too thick, unless the character that you've done is very minimal. But a lot of my characters tend to have a bit of detail, so I like to use 0.5. And then you just line over it, and then that's that. What you then do, when you finish lining it, if you can connect all the lines so there's no gaps, there's no open spaces, you can actually group all of that together and then save it like as a PNG. And then what you can do is use the paint bucket tool to lay down the flat colors. That's if you really want to, but I would only recommend that if you're someone that's used to using Illustrator a lot. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, you should also save a PNG of just the line work, and you're going to see why in the next part. Part 7, the final part, which is Photoshop once again. Now upload the PNG image or the flat colors that you did in Illustrator and put that into Photoshop. And then upload the line work that you did of the same image and put that on top of the colored image. Make another layer in between the two, and then this is where you're going to add your shading. Literally just select the color black and then just do all your shading. Now you're probably going to be thinking, well, Wayne, it's the color black, like I can't see. All you need to do is lower the opacity by about 48%. So it's about 48. And then straight away, it looks like it's proper shade on all the different parts of the body. So pretty straightforward and pretty fast. You can also add the tints as well, like the highlights. You know, women have got makeup and stuff. So if you want to put stuff like blusher or stuff like that on their face, that's where you can add those extras. And then the PNG image of just the line work, it covers up the excess that you might have drawn on top of the colored image. And then basically you can just get rid of that excess, you know, artwork and what have you that you've done, the extra shading and stuff. And then it looks all clean. And then voila, there it is. And that is how I do my character designs. Let me know if you've got a similar method or a completely different method, if you prefer yours or what you may think that you could do to add to mine that you think might make it better. Let me know in the comment section below. Video response is welcome too. And don't forget, I've got more videos coming, so don't forget to check out www.allnights.com. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and pretty much every social media site there is. Peace.